We are in training camp season. And in training camp season, again, there's a lot going down. And then there's a lot of hand-wringing about who's not there, always. When 49ers camp opens up this week, we assume Brandon Ayuk will not be there because he said, I want out, and he wants a new contract, and so on and so forth. What about guys that are looking for their contracts, but they're kind of holding in? That's the new phrase in the NFL, holding in. A lot of guys don't hold out anymore. Yep. They'll show up. They'll be there. They want to be there for their teammates, but one thing they're not doing is getting out there on the field.
No, sir.
They're not getting out on the field and putting their body on the line for the dreaded non-contact injury to hit, or this tweak in there, that tweak in there.
I'm still over here and ride this bike.
Wasn't it around this time last year when we saw Joe Burrow rolling out and people started freaking out because it looked like it was an Achilles injury, right?
Oh, yeah. Real bad.
Right? Well, that didn't happen for Jordan Love because he wants a new contract. He deserves a new contract. And told the Packers this very weekend, apparently on Saturday, while we were all, getting ready for the rest of our weekend, WNBA All-Star Game going down, and Team USA getting a scare against South Sudan. Words I never thought I would say.
That was a really good game, man.
Okay.
Shout out Luol Deng.
And so apparently on Saturday, Jordan Love's representatives told the Packers he's not going to practice until a deal gets done. Brian Gutekunst has been through all this before, or through, dicey moments before, or dicey situations, or how we might term it in the media world before, certainly with these representatives, because I do believe they're the same representatives of Aaron Rodgers. So, Brian Gutekunst, the general manager of the Green Bay Packers, preaching calm today, while saying, yes, his quarterback is not practicing until a deal gets done.
Yeah, I think so. But again, you never know. I mean, we're working really hard to get that done. I think it's really important for us. At the same time, the thing that I have confidence in is that we both want the same thing, right? We want Jordan here for a long time, give him that stability for him, and it gives us some stability for our group as well. So it's a really good working relationship between Russ and his agents, and like I said, it's these things are they're big deals, and it takes a little bit of time to get it right for for what we need. But I feel we're close, but no real timetables as far as how long it's going to take.
Well, the pressure about getting it done fast is every training camp practice is sacred. Don't get too many of these during the football season. Mm-hmm. Where you're padded up and you're going 11 on 11 and it's hot out and you start grinding, and you don't need your backups out there. So that's the only thing. But the guy on the screen, radio audience, it's Jordan Love on the screen on our Roku channel feed. The guy on the screen is going to get pizzade. When he steps on that field in Brazil, the first Friday of the season, the Friday after Labor Day weekend, he will be signed, sealed, and delivered. And the number is going to start with a 5 annually for him.
You're going to say 5 or 6, right?
I don't think it'll be 6.
No?
He might be pushing for 6 right now, but right now, as you know, the top number is 55. Coming somewhere in between 55 and 60, that's probably where he'll land. And
crazy.
And it's based on 1 year's worth of performance. It's just crazy how things work in the NFL right now based on the new collective bargaining agreement. It's not so new anymore. It's a decade old, where NFL owners were like, we are not going to generationally enrich young players who have never played a down of football before. We're just not going to do it. We're not going to take raw rookies just because they had a great college career and pay them the most money we've ever paid anybody in the history of our franchise just because the system says that's what the market demands. Not going to do that. We'll do that for free agents, but we're not doing that for guys who have never played before. So they changed the system, and where rookies get slotted and you have an option to extend your rookie into a fifth year if need be, if they're a first-round draft choice. And you get to see what they look like for 3-4 years before you make a decision. And even then, you kind of have to ask yourself in the heart of hearts, darkness moment, is this right or not? And I think a lot of people have couched what the Jaguars did with Trevor Lawrence in that way. And they stared into the abyss, if there's such a thing there, with Trevor Lawrence, and said, we'll give him $55 million. We'll give him the absolute tippy top of the market because we believe in him and we're not turning back. And we'll make sure that this thing actually that it ages well enough in the next 2 years because more and more players are going to get signed for more, and we might as well get it done now. And we're not going to go through the Kirk Cousins franchise tagging palooza. And here comes a guy who sat multiple years waiting for the decks to clear. They finally clear last year. And he has, what would you say, terrific 2/3 of a season?
Yeah.
Jordan Love? It wasn't House of Fire all 17.
Let's take a look.
But it's enough. It's enough to see that he's really good and can do what a 21st century quarterback in the middle of our third decade of this century needs to do. Run and throw and lead.
I don't know, man. He went 9-8, but he had 4,200 yards and 32 touchdowns.
Right. He had a stretch of 10 weeks in this season where he was one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah, he ended the year awesome. He didn't. Yeah. He threw one interception week 11 on.
And then,
aside from the playoff game,
the worst pass he threw from week 11 on was the last pass he threw in the season. It was so uncharacteristic of him because he was making those rookie mistakes, I would say, from like week 5, 6 on to 11. I mean, I'm nitpicking here.
Yeah, he struggled week 4 all the way to like week 10.
I don't think you can find anybody out there that thinks if the Packers give him his $55, $56, $57 million a year contract, they're making a mistake. But that is on, the Packers to surround him with the talent, and obviously it'll be on Matt LaFleur to keep it going. So they're probably, I don't know what they're quibbling about, but it's not ready. And until it's ready, he's not going to be out there. And I kind of don't blame him for that.
Yeah, I don't either.
I mean, it puts the pressure on, let's just get it done. Let's just get it done and get going.
I'm putting up a poll real quick.
What is it?
Quarterback you'd want for the next 5 years. Jordan Love, Tua, Trevor Lawrence. I'm going to put Herbert on there because he's in this list of guys that just got paid who haven't won jack.
You keep saying that.
What has Herbert won? Sorry, Rich. Did I miss something?
I know that.
All right.
Bottom line is this. The Packers don't need Sean Clifford with the ones right now.
Did you just look up the backup? Is he really the backup, Sean Clifford? Never heard of him. Where did he go to college?
I mean, their depth. Listen, man. Other than Jordan Love and Josh
State.
Jacobs, I don't know how many people have heard of too many people on. I mean, Christian Watson. I don't know how many people have heard who's on the Packers offense.
All their wide receivers are sleeper guys or dudes you're trying to get value on and looking at their ADP. It's Dontavian Wicks and
Jaden Reed and Romeo Dobbs.
Yeah.
And do you know who the backup? A.J. Dillon is currently third on the depth chart in the running back position. Marshawn Lloyd is there, but guess what? All those guys that when Rodgers was there and he's like, they're young and I need my guys, or I need the old school guys. Jordan Love is their peer and he stepped in last year and he's going to get paid. And he will. Just the question is when. And I guess, you need to have your backup in with the ones in case of emergency. But that's not when this guy steps out on the turf against the Philadelphia Eagles on the first Friday of the season in Sao Paulo, Brazil, he will be paid more than Jalen Hurts, and he will lead the Green Bay Packers into battle, hopefully for the Packers, without missing too many of these training camp practices. Right now, though, Gutekunst, words that I can't believe, you're saying for many Packers fans, but they have to believe it right now. In Gutekunst, in Gute you trust, because that dude,
He's done a great job.
you know, at this point in time, when he pissed off Aaron Rodgers, he got 2 MVP seasons out of him, and now Jordan Love has had a transition into elite quarterbackdom, and he's about to get paid as such, with a bunch of guys that you may sit there and wait for rounds 3, 4, and 5 in your fantasy draft to snap up, and they can win you the damn thing, just like the Packers can win the whole damn thing this year. Facts. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.